get just a little bit more cardio down to walk in. We didn't hit 4 hours yet, so I'm like, you know what? Weather's nice. It's not raining yet, not too hot. A little bit of energy left. Let's go for a walk. Right? Get a good walk in. We did a 2 hour walk, then we did an hour on the bike, 45 on the bike. See if we can get a connection and just make this stream roll. Of course, this is a lot of live streaming for people. I think it's a lot for people, but hey, we have tons of it. There's no shortage of Blaha Live, plus all that multi-streaming. We did, I did the profile on my phone for Facebook too on that last one. So this is just Blaha streaming everywhere for hours. We streamed all over on the weekend. Although there's nobody in this one yet, I think people might be a little burned out on Blaha streams. They're like, he is 4 hours, 4 hours on these non-training days. But, you know, hit those lives. At least we're getting content and footage up, and we're documenting all the cardio. Someone joking calling it junk cardio. Like, are we burning calories or not? It's not about conditioning at this point. It's purely about calorie burn, right? Calorie burn inside my fasted window. There's a party going on down there. All right, so we'll see if we keep a connection here. Seems to have plenty of bars, probably because everyone's at home. They're all on their Wi-Fi, so they're not using all the data. So hopefully that maintains good and strong. Want to definitely get my 4 hours in. Surprised how early it is today still though. I'm wanting to wait to eat, but I don't know that I really have to. I mean, we're talking about a feed window on the fasting. Do I really have to be super strict with it if we do 4 hours? Less cardio first? I don't know. I don't have any certain stuff in the house anyway, so no way I'm going to overeat, right? So I might be fine. So I'll think about what I want to do with it as far as that eating window goes. But those of you who are in here watching, hit the like button. Let's get some comments going. Let's get a decent conversation going in this, right? Maybe we'll get a good productive live out of this. And yeah, we'll put up with nonsense. So I had a few of them finally coming in today. There haven't been many. I've gone days at a time with no trolls in these lately. So I finally had to have a couple of them though. They can't resist. Although our one guy hasn't been showing up. Our regular Peppermint will get in here and mention that. We used to say if that one guy doesn't come through who I ban every day, it's not a Blaha Live. He hasn't come back in a couple days. I banned him over 200 times now. And the same stuff, and he's just like disappeared. Rajman says, hey, oh boy, looking good. Thank you. Coming along. We're getting all this cardio done. Right? Doing the fat. I've got to just keep doing it. It's really going to be the key to dropping body fat. Keeping the diet super clean, keeping the fasted cardio in it. Although I'd probably whoosh down if I even cut the food back of all the fiber. I have so much fiber in my gut all the time. But I'm not worried about whooshing. I just want to lose fat. So I'm not even worried about any water weight. I brought that up the other day too. If I just cut carbs, I'd probably drop to 200 now, but I don't want to cut carbs. There's no point. All right. We really just have to burn all the fat off or in that loose skin and flank area. So that's going to be purely through calorie deficit, fasted cardio, all of that. But I hope I keep a good stream here. It might be a little hit or miss this time of day. Went to one bar, then went back up. But I appreciate that compliment, Rajman. And I don't know how long this stream's going to run. We're pretty well at the amount of cardio I need today, but I'm like, let's just push on a little bit more. Still really early, and get what we can out of it, because a lot of my plans for the day haven't fallen through. None of these consultations that people were wanting to do with me today have paid or scheduled an exact time. I had 2, possibly 3. So, you know, not sure what we do with that. So I'll just hammer the social media harder today. All right. hammer the social media, hammer the lives. And yeah, and I'm not going to flood informative videos outside of that because that doesn't work. They get a little stronger views if I limit them. I think the one did okay yesterday, setting up an intermediate program. I got a few decent views. That might pick up. You know, it might pick up. You know, nice day. Keep loving Jesus. I always do, man. But yeah, I feel a lot of the old school stuff we could really come back and talk about a lot of it more, because that stuff works. Those guys look good. And we go back and look at some of those old super squat programs, and some of them are very simple. Having whole days where even if you're only training 3 days a week, some of the full body stuff is so straightforward to where you literally do a Widowmaker squat, pullovers, and then just do superset dips and pull-ups to failure and go home. But I mean, or even chin-ups and dips. But realistically, yeah, there's not enough posterior chain work in there. Sure. But realistically speaking, could a person get pretty good results doing stuff like that? Yeah. Count that as one of your 3 full bodies. It absolutely works. You know, it absolutely works. Why wouldn't people get jacked doing that? You know, I mean, really, that's only about 8 sets. Dudes really used to train like that. These were old school proven programs, you know, that people ran. That was like one of the super squat options. What's up, Steve? How you doing? You doing good, Dean? Dean, let me know if you need coaching. I got slots open. You want to come on back, but otherwise it's all good. I get it, man. Yeah, I'm going to go back and market more and more of the old school stuff. I'm going to push all that because those guys had great physiques. They were strong. The downside of living near a small airport, especially on a weekend, man, there's going to be planes everywhere. That airport's probably packed. There'll be tiny planes flying all over the place. All the people are on their weekend. You know. No, I put up a post on that on the Facebook and shared it to groups. One of the just as literally something someone could do 3 times a week. They could do that. Plenty of guys would be better off than they are now with some of these programs. Right? Viable. Does deadlifting stunt growth? No. Lifting weights doesn't stunt growth. That is a very outdated myth. Right? That is a completely outdated myth that lifting weights stunts growth at all. Right? Before someone says, then how come a lot of these lifters and bodybuilders are short? That's like saying playing basketball stunts height. Don't play basketball, or it makes you grow tall. Don't play basketball, you'll get too tall. You know, old school training, good for limited equipment, home gym training. It is actually, you know. Right? I mean, and it built plenty of athletes. Like I was saying, I used to know guys here who did stuff like they would do the Widowmaker superset like that and then literally power cleans and bench press. Go home. But no, I put up the one on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. Steve, if you want to chime in on that, I shared it to like 12 groups too. Go and put that stuff out there. The exercise that was proven to stunt growth is death jumps. But I literally put that up. It's like totally viable for a full body workout. People on limited time too, limited recovery. You know, it's one I put up. It's like literally a Widowmaker squat followed by a 20 rep pullover, superset, 3 sets of chin-ups and pull-ups weighted with weighted dips to failure. Done. Still a better routine than half the garbage that's out there. Plyometrics. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be doing depth jumps anyways. You should be jumping up to a box. Right? I mean, realistically, if you're chasing performance, should be jumping to a box, not off of a box. Because you're not trying to train at an eccentric landing anyways. Right? Go from that dead stop off the ground up onto a box and then repeat. Works just fine. Like I have a plyo box. Like I said, I'll do more athletic stuff once this cut is a little bit over to work more on some of that stuff myself, I think. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I personally come to realize the old school stuff works. And I feel like I don't need other stuff even for my posterior chain. I can literally just deadlift. I do full body 3 days a week, and then I do ridiculous amounts of list cardio all the rest of the time because I'm cutting right now. I'm down to 210. I'm going to go down to about 190. I'm doing right now, not even powerlifting. I'm literally just doing old school, full body 3 day silver to golden era bodybuilding type splits. So that means like yesterday I did a Widowmaker squat with a 20 rep pullover afterwards. I did a set of deadlifts to failure, 3 sets of calf raises. Benching, I didn't do my normal 3 sets. I did a high rep set to failure, and I grabbed 315 to see if fatigued I could still do a couple reps with it paused. 3 sets of weighted pull-ups, 3 sets of weighted dips. And I did upright rows and incline curls. That was my training yesterday. I feel like I don't even need that. I could probably cut the calves and the upright rows out while I'm cutting at this point. That way I just focus on squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, dips, curls. Because I'm cutting anyways, you know, I'm on a pretty decent deficit of all the cardio. I'm really liking weighted dips a lot right now, if we're going to be honest. Like, I feel like it's such a good exercise for me. No whoosh, I'm still, not yet. See, well, we dropped down to 210 this week, earlier this week. Although if I play this weekend right, I could get a whoosh, and we'll see if we come down. That's why I'm like pushing this cardio hard. We're at 4 hours. So I've done 4 hours of list today, between the brisk walking and the bike. And I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'll pull the calories back in a little this weekend and get the extra fasted cardio in, and we'll see what happens. But I'm not that worried. I know I'm getting leaner. I could tell the waistline was a little more watery in the pictures and stuff on Friday. So right? Because it was tighter earlier in the week after those first whooshes. So, you know, as I lose the fat, it'll just, again, get more and more tight. So Prentice says hi. But yeah, all good. But we get this extra walk in. We needed to cross that 4 hour mark. Right? We needed to cross that 4 hour mark, even though this is getting like no views at all. I've had no views. I've had no super chats. It's all good though. Thoughts on push-pull legs, upper lower split? Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think it's stupid. I wouldn't do that much workload on less than a gram of test a week. No, you're not going to get me to endorse the pull. That's ridiculous. Plus, why split it up that way? If you're going to do 5 days to go push, pull legs, upper, lower, are we serious? Why even organize it so crazy? Like, what is the thought process? And I've seen a lot of guys get hurt using that system, actually. That's been my observation, too, as a coach. I've known multiple guys who got injured on that program. But is it 10 sets? So why are we training 5 days a week to only get 10 sets? And how are you only getting 10 sets with a push-pull legs, upper, lower? Like, how low is your volumes per day? You know? I mean, hell, I get more volume than that. I mean, I do like 9 sets of bench and 9 sets of dips. on 3 workouts. Yeah, lower volume. It's not really, is it that high intensity though? I'm just saying, if we're doing 10 sets of muscle group, why are we even working out more than three times a week? Like, we're at 3-day-a-week free volumes. You could do a push-pull legs, or you could do a full body 3 days a week and be done with those sort of training volumes. I mean, you could come in literally and do 3 sets of squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, and then throw a couple isolations in 3 times a week and go home. Throw some curls, some laterals, some calves, whatever you need. I mean, 10 sets, you know. You don't need to be in the gym more than 3 days a week for that. It's not necessarily going to avoid overuse or overtraining. I've seen guys get hurt on that system. Just saying. I mean, Lane Norton got hurt on that system multiple times. So, right. I mean, to each their own. You're free to do it. I don't personally like it. I think it's a complexity on the split for no actual purpose other than just being complex, which I don't like. Even as a guy who programs conjugate for a lot of my competitors, there's needless complexity in that 5-day split. There's no need for it. High results in push-pull legs a week or full body. I don't know. Are you sure? What are you basing the better results? You could have just been more advanced in your training and therefore you're further along. You know, it's kind of like, look at it this way. If you ran full body for 5 years and then you switched to push-pull legs for 2 years and you're like, well, I'm better now. I made better progress. Well, no, you trained for 2 more years. Didn't bump into any trees. So we get doing any of it in the streams anymore at all. All right, see, crazy how the barbell curl and dumbbell curl don't get my arms sore. Also seems like minimal growth. Interesting. Strength going up for 2 years. So what sort of numbers are you putting up with that? I mean, are we talking big numbers or what do we mean? Thank you for your inspiration, Coach. I just joined a new gym and bought 12 personal trainers. Nice. You could have hired me to coach you online, but I'm still glad that you joined the gym and you got getting some training. It's all good. I'm glad to be the inspiration because at the end of the day, that is what it's about, right? But hey, man, I'm glad you joined gym and I'm glad you're getting instruction. Last week bench 180 kilograms for 8. This 85 for 7. Okay, fair. But the thing is, all programs are going to give you gains. You know, don't assume just because you're doing this magic split that it's doing better. I'm not really a fan of it, and I'm not telling you not to do it if you enjoy doing it. I just don't think there's a reason for complexity. Probably paid arm and a leg for the club training. Yeah. Yep. Some people need that one-on-one instruction. I don't really offer that service, so I get it. I would be prohibitively expensive. Because for me, people pay $250 and get all the online just once a month, and you know. But I'm not there instructing them in person, you know. It's $272 for 12 sessions. Wow, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, that's really cheap. To be fair, that's below market rates. That's not bad at all. Right? A lot of times those are like $50 a session, so normal would have been at least $600. So yeah. Yeah, yeah, that works for you. I mean, to be fair, that's actually a pretty good rate, honestly. So, all right, all right. We needed this extra walk, though. We needed to get past that 4-hour mark. It was important. Although Coach definitely needed a shower at this point. Do, do. Um, this stream is really choppy. Well, it's because of this time of day. If you're not going to have a good connection, I'm almost done with it, though. I'm about to be home. Is the goat the dude that put Darren Lunsford to shame? What? Thoughts on Jeff Nippard? Yeah, he might be getting slowly disconnecting here, guys. I'm about to turn it off. I'm like seconds from my house. Anyway, this time of day, it's hard to keep a good connection. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wind it down. Love you guys.